Well, hello, my name is César Saucedo, Segovia. Here I'm going to present you my PIA. First, I'm going to answer, what is elasticity of demand? It is the measurement of the change in quantity demanded in response to a change in price. So, we change in quantity demanded in response to change in price or even in an income. An elastic demand is one in which the change in quantity demanded due to a change in price is large. An inelastic demand is one in which the change in quantity demanded due to a change in the price is small. What we want to find is our quantity demanded change when we made a change in a price. And as the more elastic the demand, the better for us. But how can we find it? Well, we need to calculate the coefficient of price elastic of demand. So, here you can see the formula that will help us to find the coefficient of price elasticity of demand. We found it with the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. Here, P1 will represent the initial price and P2 the new price, and Q1 the initial quantity demanded and Q2 is the new one. And depending of the results, we could determine if the price is elastic or the demand is perfectly inelastic, unitary elastic or perfectly elastic. So when the result is greater than 1, it is elastic, so demand is sensitive to a change in the price. Then if it is lower than 1, the product will be inelastic, so it will not be sensitive to a change in the price. And if the result is 1, it will not be elastic or inelastic. Something else that we will have a perfectly demand curve if the graph is perfectly horizontal, which means that our product is perfectly elastic. But if it is perfectly vertical, the demand curve, our product will be perfectly inelastic. Okay, so here we have our example. A company has been selling skillets at a price of 150 pesos and they have sold 100 skillets. But they decided to change the price to 120 pesos and they sold 120 units. So, as the formula says, we need to do Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q2 plus Q1 times P2 plus P1 divided by P2 minus P1. So in this case it would be 120 minus 100 divided by 120 plus 100 times 120 plus 150 divided by 120 minus 150. This will be equal to 20 divided by 220 times 270 divided by minus 30. The result of this will be minus 8.1. So, here's something important that you need to know is that the result will always be negative. So we ignore the sign and see the result just like in positive. And it is greater than 1, so our product is elastic. Then I'm going to talk about the three main problems, the three most central problems in Mexico that are affecting us economically and that we should solve as fast as possible. The first one is corruption. Besides that it is more a social or political problem, I put it here because it is it's a problem that always has a high economic impact on our country, because waste the ill-gotten money or auctions of public money at a loss, in short, traps that do not benefit the local economy but the pockets of third parties are a common problem throughout the third world, in this case Mexico. And all this is making us not to go ahead or improve as a country, and that's why I think that we should solve it really fast. Another problem could be the economic stagnation. Among the most important, it is the preliminary GDP figure for 4Q21, which registered its second consecutive quarterly drop since the reversal of the collapse caused by the pandemic. And first, these generate three consequences. The first one is that business confidence in the three sectors measured by INEGI fell. The second consequence would be that consumer confidence posted its second consecutive fall. comparing it with the last month. And finally, the figures for the IMEF indicators for the manufacturing and non-manufacturing sectors fell below 500 points, placing them in the contraction zone. And our last problem, I think that is inflation. The combination of low economic growth, high prices, and the restrictions caused by the coronavirus pandemic will cause less dynamism in business area and in tertiary sector. Trading services will continue to be affected, and the prices of raw materials and food are high compared to last year, and that will limit people's consumption. And another factor that will curb consumption has to do with the increase in the interest rate of the Bank of Mexico, which currently at 5.5%, something that would result in more expensive loans. And that's all for my part. Thank you very much.